Welcome to In the Mirror with Feliciaandjalicia.
So I'm Felicia, and I am her mom. And today we're going to talk about the relationship between mothers and daughters as we transition into different stages of our lives. I do believe there are three things you need to focus on in your relationship with your daughter as you are going through these different phases in your life. And number one is knowing how to communicate. Number two would be the transitioning in whatever stage we are in life and understanding that what that means for each other. And then the third thing is the emotional things that we're going through at these stages in our life, as well as the boundaries that we set with each other. I am hitting an era of my life. Well, I don't want to say the number, but you guys can kind of guess that big number that's coming up for me. And she is 21 and she is coming out of college this year. And so who thinks that our relationship is weird?
I don't think anyone thinks our relationship is weird. I think most people I come in contact with, they're like, oh, I love you and your mom's relationship. Y'all are really close. Like, I could tell you anything. And most of my friends can't tell their parents anything.
Well, that's good to know because I thought they thought we were weirdo. My husband, what's that show? I think it is, I don't know, there's a reality TV show where the mom and daughters are so close that they like share bath water and like stuff like that. We do not have that kind of relationship at all. Okay. So let's be clear, but we do share everything. I think it's kind of hard for other people because we truly are best friends. And so it's complicated for other people. But the one thing that has been consistent is our ability to communicate openly. And so I always let her know there is nothing that she could tell me that would make me look at her differently or judge her differently. And so I think there are some key points in keeping a solid relationship with your daughter as she is maturing into her adulthood. And so I think the biggest one is open communication. So what would you say is our communication style?
Talking to you is like talking to a friend. But like, I still respect you in a way of a mother. So you're my mother. And
So how do you find that balance where you feel like you can talk to me about everything, but then also I still have to be mindful that it's my mom and that there's a certain level of respect that I need to maintain when I'm communicating?
you are my mother. You're the person who raised me. But also you have like, oh, you can say whatever to your friends and there's no like backlash. Like, you still have to respect your parents in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And we have that friendship, but I also respect you in a way of a parent.
Yeah. So I think I try to make it easier for you. A lot of times when you come to me with things, I will say, are you looking for my advice? Are you looking for my help? Or are you looking for me just to listen? And I think those things are really important when it comes
But
to
also,
communication.
I don't even think like I'll just be talking to you and be like, you always tell me about myself, like even if I don't want to hear it, and I'm like, that's not what I want to hear right now. But like, I think like it's the thing I do to my friends, and they don't like that because like I'm like, that's not a good thing or whatever. I'm going to tell you about yourself, but it's like you tell me about myself, but I'm also like, yeah, I needed to hear that. But some people don't like to hear that. But that's the way I was raised: is that you need to know like what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah, so I am your biggest cheerleader, but at the same time, if you're wrong, you're wrong. And so we are very clear on that, So she will come to me with things and I'm going, oh, no, you need to apologize to that person. When coming to figure out things on your own, what do you feel is your core foundation?
My faith is really where it starts. I go to God for everything. He is my keeper. So wherever issue I have, I go to him and he gives me the answers that I need. It's like if someone is doing me wrong, I'm gonna go to God and they're like, oh, don't react in that certain way that you may have reacted if you weren't with God.
For me, having to trust God and seek his guidance first has always been what keeps me
grounded. And that's not to say that the anxious moments don't come up, but I think for both of us, we do try to meditate and hear God. I think that's very important, that even before the relationship between mom and daughter, that there needs to be a relationship with God first, a personal relationship that you have of your own, that you can seek out guidance and wisdom.
It's really with any relationship, friendships, romantic relationships. I feel like having God as your first person to talk to is the key of a healthy relationship.
And so when we talk about talking to God, how does that look to you? Like when you go to God?
It's just me and God and just talking to him like he's my friend.
Okay.
Pray every day, go to church every Sunday, and not saying that you need to go to church just to talk to God. Just Sundays where you will lay all your things at the altar, where you can come with other people and pray together too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I believe it's the same for me. I make sure that on a daily basis, that I try to have quiet time to meditate and to talk to God. I do so also on my ride to work in the morning. Like that's my thing, showing him my gratitude for all that he has done. And I think that allows us to stay grounded. I'm not saying that it takes away all anxiousness, but it gives you that foundation to come back to when you are having those moments of uncertainty. You're in your senior year, and with dance being your major, you're now having to pivot and look at, okay, other ways that I can make money in this industry besides just being a dancer. Yeah. And you've come to that conclusion from just exposing yourself intentionally to the right people.
Yeah.
So definitely be intentional about meeting the right people.
You have to make sure you have the right people in your circle. They will take you to the places that you didn't know you can go.
Absolutely. And that's important. It sometimes it sounds weird and it sounds kind of harsh that, you need to have a team of people, and everyone plays a different role on your team, but you definitely need to have a team of people that are supporting you to reach your goals. If you find that you're surrounding yourself with people that are not really helping you to grow, unfortunately,
that's to go.
I'm not going to say it like that, but unfortunately, sometimes people are in your life for a season. This means that in this moment, in this time, in your growth, you have to move on,
They can't be a part of the season.
They can't be a part of the season. There you go. She said it. They say I'm the hard one, but yeah.
Being real. You have goals that you want to commit to, and you gotta do it. And that person may not be there right now. So
absolutely. I agree. And I think we kind of hit on the boundaries as far as me saying to you, okay, is this something I'm just listening as a friend, or is this something as a mom you need me to step in?
I'm an adult now, so I need to learn how to deal with things by myself, because you're not going to be here the whole time. And I'm going to move out and be on my own. So I need to figure out how to deal with stuff on my own.
Do you feel like there are boundaries as well that you need to, I know you said one, making sure that you have a certain level of respect for me.
I also can say that sometimes I cross that boundary and then I be like, I apologize. I'm sorry. Because that's not my.
I also let her know when she crossed those boundaries. Yeah, don't forget I'm your mom. Yeah, we do have those conversations sometimes. It doesn't happen very often. I think that
but
in general, we know that we respect each other as women, and I see you as a woman and I respect you.
That's not even like adulthood. I've been like childhood too. Like when I was
always,
wrong, I always
apologize. Yeah. So she's always been good about that because no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. And even when I'm wrong, I apologize. Don't I? Yeah. Times where, of course, to me, she's still my baby. And especially if it's an adult, I want to just like jump in and take over. And so I have to learn those boundaries too. And so in those times, it's definitely when I come to you and say, hey, do you want me to step in, or do you feel like you have this? And so I have done that. Right. I have to do that a lot, right? I think I have to do it a lot. Do you think I have to do it a lot?
Like, do you like stepping in?
Like, no, having to ask your permission of whether or not you want me to step in, and you having to tell me, no, I got this.
Well, well, it just depends on certain situations. Like, lately, maybe.
Having my daughter as my best friend with boundaries is definitely a blessing. I will say that. It costs me more than a regular friend. Yeah, because until she gets a real job.
Okay, but I'm
unfortunately
available to hang out with you.
You are always available. I can always count on you for sure. But it will cost me. It will cost me.
I'll pay the tip.
Yeah, she'll pay the tip. Do you feel like if your friends went to their parent and said, hey, I have a friend and I love the relationship that she has with her mom, do you think that there's a possibility that we can work on creating a stronger bond between the two of us where I feel comfortable coming and talking to you about anything?
Me and my friends have had this conversation before. They said that it's hard. Like, it depends what parent they may be talking to, because maybe one parent is more open than the other. You can't really talk to the other parent. Like, there's no conversation. It's their way or the highway. And I feel as though a child going to their parent about an issue, it can turn to a conversation or it can turn into an argument. And I think it's really based on the parent, the way that they respond to their child.
That's valid. I think that me being a parent, I think that if a child were to come to me, but also like we already have this relationship, but I think that sometimes young adults are just afraid to take that step. And I think the first thing is just to take that step, because it's definitely a no if you don't try, you know? And I think that sometimes the best advice that you can get would be from your parents versus your friends. It is better to get that advice from someone who has experience in some of the things that you are now going through. So I definitely would recommend that. Unfortunately, you guys think sometimes that we haven't been there, done that, and we have been there, done that. Either way, whether the parent does it or the child, I think that it's definitely worth it. And if you're a parent and you're listening to this, I would go to my child and say, hey, I know that you're becoming a young lady. I would like to have a closer relationship with you so you can come to me and talk to me about anything and everything and really seek that relationship with your child. So guys, I definitely want you to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel. We will be coming to you with great information about having relationships between mothers and daughters, as well as we are going to talk about wellness, and that is overall wellness. That's your mind, your body, your spiritual wellness. And so we are looking to help each other become our best possible person that we can be. So as we learn and we grow, we want to take you guys on that journey with us so that you can learn and grow with us. We look forward to our next episode. Once again, please like and subscribe. Thank you.